Hello, my cozy company. It's Rosealyn. Welcome back to Immortal Life. We have updates. We have paper cranes. Xie is here at the farm, and he is going to introduce us to rare spiritual plants. I admit, Sister Sushi, I hadn't thought you would be able to bring life and order to this abandoned valley so thoroughly. It is clear your affinity for spiritual plants is extraordinary. Elder Zuo saw this easily in you, but sadly he cannot see what you have made of it. It could not have been easy for you to make the valley into the beautiful place it is now. Even so, the spiritual power within your fields is not enough to grow rare plants. Oh, like what? There are some very distinctive spiritual plants which are not only abundant in power, but act as area markers of a sort. There's an old saying, oranges grown in the south are simply oranges, while those grown in the north are trifoliate oranges. What it means is that the land is divided into north and south, while rivers run east to west. A Lingzi mushroom may be planted in different places and seem the same to the eye, but their nature is actually quite different, as we've seen. This rare plant has adapted to the local conditions. Its posture changes according to the spiritual power around it, and it is said not to be just a benchmark for a place, but a natural choice for planting. Is there no way to grow them in the Misty Valley? No, it's more appropriate to say the Misty Valley was established to grow rare plants. And in such terms, do you know what a blessed land is? An empty sky is meaningless, as is an empty mountain cave. Yet in such confines, another world can be created, where details hidden in the larger world may be seen in the smaller one of this blessed land. Follow me. Ooh, we get a new area to plant in? Ooh, we are. Oh. What we got going on?
有什么事吗?
This is where Zuo Mingguan would use a special tool to move water and earth alike. If you use plants rich in the 5 elements, you can plant rare plants here. I find it hard to believe such a place exists in this valley, yet here it is. It is said this is a strange place, a sort of blessed land that can grow all of the spiritual plants of the world. They say it can imitate the larger world, even recreate heaven and earth and reverse the sun and moon if you wish. Elder Zuo heard this rumor and tried to grow rare plants here. Some restrictions, though. The first is the environment needed for the rare plants. In order to create one suitable, plants corresponding to the 5 elements need to be planted first. Secondly, it seems some special tools are needed to help them grow. I have some that were made at the time, so you may use them, but if you need to make new ones, you'll have to ask Lin. Lastly, as these are rare plants, their seeds are not easy to obtain. You'll need to find them yourself. Where can I find them? At present, the only one I know of is the sovereign cactus, which grows in the Blazing Sands Ridge. We did pick that up. It is a plant of the desert, meaning it loves light, but can also resist the cold. It requires little to no water to survive, and its odd shape resembles a human palm with a small ball in the middle, while the body is covered in spines. The flowers appear similar to a phoenix, and shelter the seeds beneath their petals. The amount of spiritual power in them is extraordinary. Should you succeed in obtaining the seed of a sovereign cactus, you can try to grow it here. Perhaps if we can successfully grow many such rare plants, we can recreate that legend of the blessed land. Ooh. Oh, he gave us some stuff. So, energy gathering urn, 5 elements banner, 5 elements banner. Okay, wood and earth. Planting rare seeds. Rare plant seeds. So we've got spots to till. So we've got to make an environment that is suitable to the seed. We'll have to pick up our sovereign cactus seed from our storage and give that a try. I did get some of those. Oh, okay. That's right there. Interesting. I ended up moving our storage up here since we can activate and access our storage from the Star Trek crystal. So there's no Star Trek crystal over here where we have the bees. So I moved it over here. Here's our seed. Let's take this in here and see what it says now that we've got it in our inventory. This is such a pretty place too. Planting rare seeds. Yes, confirm. Okay, check the status. Okay, here we go. At the current growth stage, the array conditions required to activate the energy gathering jar in the blessed land are 1 wood thingamajig and 1 earth thingamajig. In this blessed land, the various spiritual plants will generate the 5 elemental energies when they grow. Okay, so they do plant and earth. Use the energy gathering jar to collect the 5 element energies of the surrounding spiritual plants. The rare spiritual plants grown will obtain the 5 element energy absorbed by all the energy jars at 7 o'clock every day. Oh, and we've got growth stages. Wow. Okay. So we need to place some of these things, I believe. And like I mentioned before, I did start gathering some of those from Lynn. I was working on grinding and getting some materials, and I was like, oh, I might need this in the future. So I do have some of those ready. Let's see. Yeah. So we need wood and earth. And then I have some energy gathering urns as well. And then I also have these 5 virtues. Looks like the banners keep the out of season crops near it from having reduced production. The virtues increase the yield of the surrounding crops. Take these back in here. I'm not quite sure how we're supposed to do this, but we will figure it out. Maybe I need to place it somewhere near here. We've got the ability to place stuff, so why don't I do this? Okay, they've got an area in which they work. So they said earth and wood. Do I want to place multiple of those? Energy gathering. Okay. So I'm assuming I want this in the vicinity of where plants would be planted. How do I know what plants to plant? The current growth stage, the array conditions required to activate energy gathering jar in the Blessed Lands are 2 of these banners. And I might have to look up some information about what we need to plant in there. I know that Steam has a really, really great guide from members of the community, and that should be able to give us an idea of what we need to do. But before I do that research, we're going to the Sunset Forest. Finally, I have upgraded our tools. You'll notice when we get back to our main screen here, I have upgraded all of our tools except for the fishing rod. We unfortunately have not made it to the Mystic Realm where the materials for that are quite yet, but I will be updating them. Lynn is very happy with her new Earth and Fire array over there on Guyiun Peak. And we are very happy with our new tools because we can get through here now. Even though Asang was like, please don't. We're going. Ooh, what's gonna be in here? Just seems like an empty area, but betcha it has some significance to Asang. We'll keep tabs on that, see what's going on. I also have a couple quests involving Wei. Traces of Fellow Members is about previous members of the sect. And also, we're kind of like seeing if we can do a little competition between Wei and Zuo to encourage Zuo Li, the son, to join the sect. Because he's like, I'm a genius. But so is Wei. So I think if we get them kind of competing against each other, that he might want to join us to show that he is just as smart as Wei is. So let's talk to Wei about these 2 things here. Start with traces of fellow members. Oh, Sister Sushi, do you know if Brother Xie is looking for something specific? He often goes out to where those flattened peaks are even now. But looking at that place, is there any way there could be anything there to be found? That is all that's left of the Guyiun Sect secondary peak, Guyiun Peak. When that disaster struck, it was centered mostly on that peak rather than Zion, and the peak was accordingly leveled. Indeed, Wei and I have gone out to that ruined peak a few times ourselves when we need materials. We usually come back empty-handed. There's nothing left there. The distance of his is just too frustrating. He won't tell us when he's looking for something or what it is. If he'd trust us, maybe we could help him find it. He's done much to guide us in our studies of spellcraft since he woke, but he rarely mentions the Guyiun Sect at all, and never in regards to us. Yeah, I think we were talking about this earlier, that it seems like he's very willing to talk to us and willing to talk to Lynn now because we were invited by the Elder before the fall of the sect. But I think, yeah, Yo and Wei are onto the same thing we're thinking. Brother Xie isn't willing to accept us as his brothers and sisters aside from you. Seriously, if he's having a hard time finding something, he should just speak up. I really hope he knows he can be more open with us. I'll talk with him. It'd be good for him to speak up more. Communication is needed if we're to grow closer as a sect. I agree. Absolutely. And let's ask him about the genius thing. Sister Sushi, are you admitting I'm a genius by asking me this? My efforts have finally paid off. I finally met a bosom friend. But since you came to ask me such a serious question, I'll give you a proper answer. Sister Sushi, do you think everyone considers me a genius? Of course you're a genius. Hey, easy now. It doesn't matter if people think something or someone is genius or not. Really, that word is a way of turning talents into burdens when used by others. I really feel my ideas are unique and unconstrained. That makes me feel like a genius. So no matter what, I'm never going to stop moving forward. Maybe people don't always find the things I make useful, but I'm sure no one but me could have come up with them exactly way. I guess what I'm saying is that Zuo Li is recognized by everyone except himself. There's a saying that states a genius can be killed, but never copied. He must understand that he is unique. Interesting thought. Both send us back to Shi Yi. So I think with that information from Wei, we might be able to help Zuo Li see how worthy he is of being part of the sect. And maybe she can talk some sense into him. Here's our guy. Let's start with traces. My apologies that they feel I've been so distant with them. Hope they can understand my feelings on this. Even so, I do keep a certain distance intentionally, as there are still questions unanswered. Do you suppose it's something to do with the past Guyiun Sect? Yes, but I cannot tell you what it is specifically. All I can tell you is what I am searching for will most likely be found at Guyiun Peak. Speaking of which, do you know why it was nearly leveled? I don't know. Guyiun Peak was located deeper in the range and was very sparsely populated, even though some sect members chose to reside there. Guyiun Peak, meanwhile, is located directly above the ferry stop, and had a much larger populace living both on it and below it. On the day of the calamity, I think Guyiun Peak and the ferry stop were meant to take far more damage than they did. However, as the meteorites began to fall, our Grandmaster ordered as many Guyiun disciples as he could to gather on Guyiun Peak, which drew most of the meteorites to it. Perhaps it was this order that ensured that Guyiun Peak and the ferry stop took mostly superficial damage, while Guyiun Peak was almost completely destroyed. And so I've been searching around the ruins of Guyiun Peak in hopes of finding some trace of our fellow disciples. I see. And yet, against all odds, I have survived. That must mean there is something I need to do, and I daren't let my guard down until then. Bear with me. Ooh, that's heavy. Alright, and then about Zuo Li. I'm not any sort of genius, but I stood at the head of the disciples of my Guyiun Sect. A great many expectations were placed on me, and such pressure is not to be underestimated. Talented people will always be under scrutiny. All such a person can do is look forward and upward. Stare up at the stars too long and you may lose track of the earth beneath your feet. Perhaps it's time for him to meet ordinary people who have done none of the talent he so easily lays claim to, and yet who have advanced themselves even so, just as he does. Dr. Suen is very good, and I've had much contact with him over the years. Remember, he asked if Zuo Li would be willing to help him make some elixirs and medicines. I think he might have an answer Zuo Li needs to hear. This answer needs to be given with both of you present. Okay, so we'll hunt down Zuo Li. Let's go back and talk. It says traces of fellow members. Go back to Wei Hong. Maybe we can give Wei, and Yo a little bit of closure. Just give him more time. Hang tight. Are you serious? If that's what happened, that means everyone at Guyiun Peak sacrificed themselves to save the ferry stop. Oh gods. Yeah, indeed. I see. Your stance makes more sense now, Brother Xie. And I can understand those feelings. After such a tragedy, finding solace would be nearly impossible, let alone among strangers. No, I want to help you search for signs of those missing disciples, Brother Xie. As I said, Wei and I often search for materials. We'll keep closer eye on the debris we sift through in hopes of helping him find what he's looking for. Be counting on your sharp eyes too, Sushi. Oh, they really want to be helpful. Oh. Let's go see if we can't find Zuo Li and chat with him about, how his talents can be helpful to everyone. He's not just in a league of his own kind of situation. And he's back here. Chat with him. Sun Hian, why would I go and chat with him? Still, as it happens, I have some questions of my own for him. Lead the way. So we're having him meet with the doctor, and maybe if Zuo Li can see he can help the common people with the skills and talent that he's amassed over the years, he'll see more worth in himself.
这位道友有什么事吗？
Suen Hien, I have to ask, you know, simply learning medicine can't save the world, and from what I've seen, you have no talent for it. So why do you persist? Just remind myself that I am but one person trying to save another person. Now you even want to buy elixirs from me. Without advanced skills, how can you adapt to different circumstances and treat various symptoms? I've been practicing medicine for half my life, and I've met many people who could not be saved and diseases that could not be cured. Remember in a previous episode, Zuo Li laid into Suen and was like, he's a total fraud. As you say, I'm not a miracle doctor. There are times all I can do is look at the ill who come to me and that I can do nothing for. But say I stop practicing medicine here and now. Would that let me save more people? It would not. There are too few doctors in the world. Although I'm lacking in talent, I am still a force. I study medical books and keep records to accumulate experience however I may. I'm careful in what I prescribe to my patients, and in doing so, I've saved many people and cured diseases. The world neither knows nor cares how many people I've saved, but I do, and so do those who have been saved. I hope that one day there'll be no pain and suffering in this world, and all of this medicine will do nothing but gather dust on a shelf. I practice medicine so that eventually I will no longer be needed. Some may wonder how such a thing could be satisfactory, but such is the worth of my heart's wish. Well said. You are right. I have wronged you and looked down on you without considering everyone must have their own path. Take this soul congealing elixir and false life elixir. I'll also give you some formulae for elixirs you can mix by hand. However, without a foundation for cultivation, there may be aspects of these that will always be unknown to you. Take a copy of these formulae as well, Sushi. There is something Suen Hien cannot do or understand. Help him with it. I need to leave now. I need to think. I think that was eye-opening for him. For sure. Ooh. That was a lot of heavy information. It says to talk to Suen, so we're gonna turn around. A lot of heavy information to consider. Zuo Li simply handed me a soul-congealing elixir and a false life elixir out of the blue. Used in tandem, they can bind a person's soul and put a dying patient into a state similar to sleep. They cannot awaken, but neither can they die. It's always a race against time to save people when diseases strike, but this medicine can buy even a terminal patient a year for treatment. The significance of that is self-evident. He seems like he approved your idea. He may have seemed brusque to you, but I have lived longer than either of you and understand it. Talented though he is, Zuo Li is still a young man. Still, though it is always good to think and self-reflect, getting into it too deep may see you wandering into the horns of an ox. Go and speak with him before he gets too far away. Yeah, sometimes we get stuck in our own heads, and having someone there to talk to us is crucial.
这位道友有什么事吗？
How'd you catch up so fast? I just want to know what you're thinking. Why would you want to talk to me after that scene I just made? So many people praise me, but as you just saw for yourself, I'm still immature in far too many ways. From what I say to what I do. Alchemy is the only merit I have. Without that, I'd be nothing at all. Perhaps that's why Zuo Mingguan always looked down on me. Try not to underestimate yourself. So let me ask you once more, what talent do you have? I can do anything I put my mind to. Funny you should say it like that. Anyone could claim such a talent, yet Zuo chose you out of everyone else he could have invited. Rather, I chose him. I accepted. So you came to the sect only because you wanted to, not because of his invitation? What is my choice? I hope you'll join us. So what could the current sect possibly need from me? Alchemy? You would be a great help to us, you know. What could I possibly help you with beyond refining elixirs? The sect itself. You're a person. You become part of the group. Unfortunately, you're right in that. The Guyiun Sect has always been on my mind, and I've always wanted to join it. But I've never climbed Guyiun Mountain. Maybe I should be relieved. You can go now. Now? You're right. Let's go. Ooh, he's definitely changed his mind. Definitely a big eye-opening day for Zuo Li. There you are. Jie, were you waiting for us? I've been waiting for some time. That you were willing to climb up Guyiun Mountain proves you have let go of your past obsessions and truly missed the sect. Zuo Li, please, join us. But if you're still hesitating, I hope you'll read this letter. A letter? I've decided. I'll join you. First, however, I need time to make preparations. I will need to set up an alchemy furnace and place a special fire there. What does the letter say? I don't reveal secrets outright. I'll tell you when it's appropriate to do so. Maybe it's from his dad. Still, I want to thank you. If it wasn't for you, I don't think I could have taken this step. In truth, I thought you'd be a good person to befriend. I don't talk much, but I always feel I can see through others easily and often speak bluntly about it. Since the day I returned to the ferry stop, I've been wanting to rebuild the Guyiun Sect with you. And though my complaints about Zuo Mingwan are hardly resolved, I do want to know what became of him. Also, I think I finally understand that I simply enjoy doing alchemy. It doesn't have to be about proving anything. I just like doing it. So if you want to learn it, I'll teach you. This is my choice. I will live for myself. When everything is ready, I'll inform you with a paper crane. Thank you, Sister Sushi. Aw, he's so happy. Aw. And we've got a new sect member. I'm so excited. So he is going to set up some alchemy stuff. So that means elixirs and possibly some other helpful things that can help us level up, maybe? So I took a look at this Asong's reminder. This might be bugged because I feel like this should have happened rather when we got sick from those spirits escaping the ward that the Guyiun Sect had put up. If something happens with it, I'll make sure to show you or let you guys know. But for now, I'm gonna take it all of our reminders. We take a look at our sect journal here. We've got Zuo Li has just joined us, and we have to wait another day to go visit him at Lianyun Peak about alchemy. We're also waiting on a paper crane from Xie about another unknown quest. Keep our eyes on our paper crane mailbox. Aha, paper crane from Wei. Sushi, we're so close now. Don't you think your home is my home too? Oh, I think we'd use some green plants in our home. Without them, I always feel dizzy after staying indoors for a long time. Here's some designs for you to work on. It's time to make a bonsai flower bed. Ooh, thank you, Wei. That's so sweet. He always sends like the sweetest little gifts. First, serenade me with a swing, and then send me more plants. Oh, more paper cranes. Oh, goodness. One from Xie. Sister Sushi, have you managed to grow a sovereign cactus yet? If so, I have some glad tidings. Once you have the fruit of the sovereign cactus, we should be able to find new rare crops. Ooh. We'll have to check on that. And then, let's see, Zuo Li. I've arrived at Lianyun Peak. If you want to learn the art of alchemy, come to the peak and find me. All right, so he's all set up. Fantastic. Check on the plants here. We'll check on our bees. And of course, we got to feed our silkworms. I've been working on creating a little mass of silk and celestial silk for crafting activities. Gotta remember to do all the things, all the chores. All right, picked up our honey from the bees. And let's go in here and check our cactus. Steam has a fantastic guide on this. That's great. All right, it says the artifacts when placed influence the growth of the seeds planted in the 8 tiles around them. Xie gave us 3 urns and 2 banners. The urns absorb energy from the 8 plants around them and feed it to the cactus. Okay, we have to have, that's the energy that we're giving to the cactus. We can check on its status by hitting E, which is this is the status screen. It does not need water to grow, but the plants that are giving it energy do. Oh, the color of a seed pouch tells you which element a plant belongs to. Yellow is metal, green is wood, brown is earth, blue is water, and red is fire. To make the cactus seed grow, plant seeds from brown and green pouches around the urns. Keep in mind that the urns can only absorb energy from the crops that have been watered. The banners have a greenhouse function. If the plants are of a corresponding element to the banner, they can be harvested for their normal yield outside of their season. The virtue statues have an enhancing function and increase the yield of in-season crops. They also enhance the energy absorption from the crops by nearby urns. Cool, and they gave me a little screenshot of how they suggest things to be set up. So I'm going to do that really quick, and then that way you guys can see that on screen. Okay, here's the layout that they suggested for having to place banners, virtues, etc. And that's over on the Steam community guide. So now we want to place our urns and our banners. Banner goes here. Banner goes here. And then we place an urn here. Let's put some here as well. Lot to understand, but I think we've broken it down successfully. Now we have to go by color of what seeds we want to do. We need wood and earth. So that's green and brown. It is, what season is it right now? It is spring. Okay, so here's what I have chosen so far. The ginger seeds are good for spring and summer. Iron stick yams, good for spring and summer. Carrots, let's see, where are those? Year long. And then those are our earth ones. And then we have our wood ones. Our mulberry is good from spring until fall. Bok choy is good all year long. The cabbage seed is good all year long. All right, here's the setup so far. We got 2 banners, 2 virtue statues, 4 urns, and I'd like to go ahead and get another 2 urns from Lynn. A lot of them are pretty expensive to make, so I've got to be ready to go through those mystic realms and continue to grind materials, unfortunately. We also need to add a favorite gift for Zuo Li to our inventory, and I've been working on amassing these. They are Frosty Night Soup, and that requires krill. You can buy those from the vendor, and the winter melons. Here we be. All right, Lynn is happy on her array up here, and you can talk to her to enhance a whole bunch of things. The Sword of the Clouds, the Blessed Farming Tools, your regular tools, which you can see I've got everything but the fishing rod. I'm waiting to open another Mystic Realm, and then some other artifacts, which includes some miniatures for the Mystic Realm teleports, which I have done a couple of those. You'll notice previously when we were on the farm, those are like 1/4 of the size of what they used to be. So I did some upgrades for those. So we have more room on our farm for crops rather than having things take up a lot of room. There is something I've got my eye on, and that's the treasure pouch that she offers. The interior of this bag is linked to your warehouse, putting its contents at your fingertips. This would be so much easier for cooking, etc. So I have this saved, favorited, and the only thing that I'm missing is a tortoise minister, and he is from a mystic realm we have not come to yet. So we have to wait for that. We have been working with the Blessed Farming Tools, and the items I need to get are 2 more energy gathering urns. Okay, let's go check out what Zuo Li has cooking. Can we go in here yet? No. Is he just down here? He's down here. Oh, he's got a nice little furnace.
是师姐啊，
Hello.
现在可好？
There you are. Xie has explained to me about Leon Peak. I asked Yo and Xie to renovate the cave here. Then I will live here in Leon Peak. Why here? Thanks to the earth and fire array, the environment is actually very livable, more so than I expected. I still prefer to keep my own company. This is a good place to do so. I'll make elixirs here at my spare time. The formula I gave you at Suen's will be a good starting point for you. I'll teach you how to use the special fire. From here on, we will be friends, Sister Sushi. It's really embarrassing to call you that. Anyway, if there's something you don't understand, ask me about it directly. He's so cute. I will answer everything for you patiently. Oh, what a gentleman. Man after my own heart already. Alchemize. Ooh. So we already have another menu that we have to learn. I feel like this is learning overload today. We learned how to use the Blessed Land, and now we have this. So we have fires. Ooh. Select a furnace. Oh, boy. Ooh. Okay, this is gonna be interesting. So we have to provide materials. And of course we get the elixir we select, make those based on the type of fire that we have in our furnace. I think I got that. Okay, we'll look into that for sure. So now he's already got his place in here. Oh, cool. He's got all these little elixir orbs. This looks awesome. I'm glad he's got a place of his own now. We also got a paper crane from Zuo again. Got some new elixir recipes. Check them out if you're interested. Okay, so now does he have a shop? Yeah, I want to exchange recipes. Oh boy. All right. Wow. All right, I will start collecting. I will start collecting for all of these formula for different elixirs. You guys know I love collecting, so it's really not that big a deal, but it's just like, wow, that's a lot. We got to alchemize, and we got the Blessed Land, and now I've got to get some formula, and it's just like, wow, this game just keeps on giving new gameplay, which is just so exciting. All right, my friends, that's all I've got for today. Oh my goodness, my brain is about to explode from all the new information. You can see we've got a quest to give Xie a sovereign cactus fruit. So that's what I'm going to be working on next. Continuing to work over here on the farm, checking on our bees, and increasing hearts with all of our characters. When we've got a fruit to give to Xie, we'll be back with another episode, okay? In the meantime, check out another adventure with me right here on the screen. I'll see you next time. Bye!